Evening, Jai Hind. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind, and welcome to Khan Global Studies. I hope I am properly audible and visual to all of you. Good evening, Jai Hind. So last day I have got 3 questions from some of you. I have forwarded it to the team, like you have mentioned that in the comment box. So I have forwarded that to team, and now your the concern will be addressed as soon as possible. Okay. So that is one thing. All your part about the batch and everything, I have mentioned it to the team. Okay. So I hope now I am properly audible and visual to all of you. And last day I have given you a mains question also. So how many of you have prepared it? How many of you have prepared that one part? How many of you have prepared that one part of this like questions? Good evening. So how many of you have written that answer? I have given you one mains question last day. So how many of you have written that answer? No one. I think Chandresh has written it. Chandresh has sent me that answer also. Yes. Yes, Chandresh has written that. Good. So we will talk about that question also. Let's see the topics which we are going to discuss. First, we will talk about this mains answer. We will talk a little bit about this. Then we will talk about this Tamil Brahmi inscriptions. Then we will talk about the Kane Betwa project and the 16th Finance Commission on states. So these are the topics. Like in today's newspaper, only these relevant topics were there. यही सब अभी चल रहा था. Okay. There is also a huge debate about this one thing. Two topics are there in the news. One is about this, the national song of Vande Mataram. Okay. So since it is a news, and I think many of you might have already seen that what are the new guidelines. But in exam, we don't expect question from there. So that's why we are not discussing that part. From historical point of view, you can see that who has composed our national song, who have composed our national anthem. Okay, so that is one thing which you can see from your side. There was also a rule. There was also a news. Sorry, there was also a news with respect to the book publication. That if there is any such book which is going to be published, so then government might be framing some rules with respect to that, keeping in mind the Official Secret Act. That if some of the government officials, if some of the army officials, if they are doing anything, so then what will be there, that the government will be like having a scrutiny over all those books. Government might have a scrutiny over all those books, that how they are being published, what are the details which are being revealed. So that is one news. We are skipping that part. We are coming to this one question. India US deal. Why I'm not discussing it? Why I'm not discussing the India US deal? Do I need to explain that? Tell me why I would not have discussed this India and US deal so far. Why we have not discussed about this one news? तो फॉर्म में 10th मार्कशीट अपलोड करनी है या 10th सर्टिफिकेट? देखो, इन जनरल दे आर आस्किंग अबाउट 10th सर्टिफिकेट, बट मान लो आपके पास नहीं है तो यू कैन अपलोड 10th मार्कशीट ऑल्सो. देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम इन दैट. There is face challenge in prelims. I solved questions correct, which good marks, but due to I could not get your question, which good marks, but due to attend some of the wrong questions, the marks are deducted. So see, if your questions are getting wrong and if you are getting negative marking, if you are getting negative marking, what I will suggest you, Chanchal, that you can try to find out the cause behind the wrong questions. You can try to find out what is the reason behind those wrong answers, the wrong answers. Is it because of lack of revision? Is it because of that the term or the question is entirely new? You may not have seen it. So keeping all these things in mind, you can then improve that wrong answers. जो correct है वो तो correct है ही. जो wrong है, you can work on you can work on improving that part. So once you do that, then your marks will improve substantially. तो प्रॉब्लम ये है कि आपको रॉन्ग क्वेश्चंस को फाइंड आउट करना है. यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट व्हाट इज द रीजन बिहाइंड इट. Now there is one more thing. Many of you are starting new, and some of you even who are going for prelims and anything. So we are going to start with this one thing. Ask me anything. Ask me anything session. We are going to start it very soon. Like we are going to start it maybe from this Saturday itself. So check your YouTube channel notification. Take the notification of KGSIS English or Hindi channel. There you will find that I am going to have some Ask Me Anything session. So since we are covering current affairs here and you still have many doubts, you can ask me all those questions there also. I have found another person from Gujarat. So we are expanding pan India. We would like to see more people from Kerala, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Tripura, Mizoram, Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir, Gujarat, Rajasthan, and other states. Okay. So just share it with your friends from other states. We will have all the states diversity here. We will have the diversity of all the states here. Okay. Now, coming to this one question, the Speaker of the Legislative Assembly shall vacate his or her office if he ceases to be a member of the assembly. When the legislative assembly is dissolved, the speaker shall vacate his or her office immediately. So we will start that, Sanjana. So what is your residential status? From which state you all are belonging? Those people who are attending the session. How many of you are from Assam? Anyone from West Bengal? Anyone from Himachal, Haryana? A option, D option, A option. Nalanda, okay, good. MP. So if we, yes, I will come to that again. See, the Speaker of the Legislative Assembly shall vacate his or her office if he ceases to be a member of the assembly. That's correct. You are a speaker. You are a speaker only till the point when you are the member of the house. If you are not the member of the house, you cannot be a speaker of the house. So that is first part is correct. Whenever the legislative assembly is dissolved, the speaker shall vacate his or her office immediately. You may be aware about this, that the speaker remains in the house. The speaker remains in the house till the time the new speaker takes the oath. So the speaker remains in the house as the speaker till the time a new speaker is taking the oath. So dissolution of the state assembly or the dissolution of Lok Sabha will not immediately mean that there will be the seizing of membership or seizing of the post of this speaker. So second option is incorrect. Correct answer is A option. Regarding the office of Lok Sabha speaker, consider the following statement. He or she holds the office during the pleasure of the president. He or she need not be a member of the house at the time of his or her election, but has to become a member of house within 6 months from the date of his or her election. If he or she intends to resign, the letter of his resignation has to be addressed to the deputy speaker. Pro-tem speaker, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Bihar, Jharkhand, Telangana, one from Haryana also, I think Nisha. I'm searching some people from West Bengal. I think we do have some people from West Bengal in our sessions. Odisha. Recently, I was there in Odisha a few days back. On Sunday, I was there in Odisha. A option, B option. So if we look at this, he or she holds the office during the pleasure of president. You know that this is not correct. You know this is not correct. Why? Like, it is not the pleasure of president. It is not the pleasure of president. He or she need not be a member of house at the time of his or her election, but has to become a member. This is applicable for minister, not for the speaker. This is something which is applicable for the minister, not this speaker. Then, if he or she intends to resign, the letter of his or her resignation has to be addressed to the deputy speaker. This is the only one which is correct. The correct answer here will be option number A. Remember this one thing always. The speaker is not like a minister that he can be appointed. Speaker has to be chosen from those members who have come to the house as a member of the parliament, as a member of Lok Sabha. From there only they can be elected. So a speaker cannot be the outsider. A speaker cannot be outsider. A speaker has immense responsibility, immense power. So he cannot be an outsider. He cannot be a person who has not taken the oath. Okay. So that is one part. Okay. Now, Telangana also good. The Speaker of Lok Sabha has the power to adjourn the House sine die, but on prorogation, it is only the President who can summon the House. The Speaker of Lok Sabha continues in office even after the dissolution of the House and until immediately before the first meeting of the House. Devbhoomi Dwarka. Adhyan batch we will be resuming from Monday. Aman, from Monday we will resume the Adhyan batch. C option. So I think this is one topic which you all can answer. So this is correct also. C, both 1 and 2. That is the correct answer. C is the correct answer here also. Both these statements are correct. So I think every one of you have given the correct answer. So C answer is correct here. Now, coming to this one mains question. I have given you this one mains question also last day. Examine the significance of post of a speaker in parliamentary democracy. Examine the significance of post of a speaker in parliamentary democracy. Highlight the issues with respect to the post of a speaker. So these are the two parts of the question. You have to write it in 250 words. Many of you who are starting new, let me tell you a few things about answer writing. Suppose there is one part, word limit, and I see that many of you are still struggling with this one part. Okay. Many of you are struggling with this one part. So what we see that, like this is one thing, introduction and conclusion. Introduction and conclusion. Many of you are writing too much long introduction, means it is there in the classes also. Many of you are writing online also. So जितने भी लोग लिख रहे हैं, there is this one part you are giving too much words in this introduction and conclusion. Remember one thing, if we are talking about this introduction and conclusion, the word limit in this case should not exceed 20%. Should not exceed 20 to 25%. Remaining 80%, this is something which should be for the main body. Introduction plus conclusion combined together should not exceed this 20 to 25%. And the remaining 75 to 80% should be for the main body part. That is part 1. Second thing, like now we will try to have more questions from mains also, although this is a time of prelims, but we will be doing something new for prelims. Many of you were asking about this, that sir, when we will start the MCQ series and everything. Yes, we are going to start with some of them, but before we do that, we are going to like do some questions on weekly basis now for the mains part also. So here we have this one thing. Now in the introduction, this is a question of polity. This is a question of polity. So what will be the ideal expectation? What is the expectation? The expectation is this: start with reference from constitution. Start with reference from constitution. This is when we are looking at this, examine the significance of post of a speaker in parliamentary democracy. तो इसमें करना क्या है ये समझना कि पहले आप यहां पे मेंशन करो कि which article of the constitution is providing for the post of or the powers of the speaker of Lok Sabha. So any idea about this? Any idea about this? Which article of the Indian Constitution is providing for the post of a speaker of Lok Sabha? Any idea? So you may see Article 93, Article 95. I think around this you will find. Okay. So nearby, I think it is Article 93, perhaps. Okay. Perhaps it is Article 93, which is talking about this one post of the speaker. Yeah, Article number 93, which is talking about the post of a speaker. So when you have to write the answer, देखो जैसे आप पूछ रहे हो ना कि how to or where I submit answer. Chanchal, you can learn from the sessions online how you can evaluate your answer. How are you going to evaluate your answer? You can see it online itself. That first, when we are writing the introduction, there can be a general introduction that the Speaker of House is a very important post, which is for transparency, impartiality, etc., etc. Or you can start with this one part that the post of the speaker is provided under Article 93 of the Indian Constitution. So this is one thing which you can start. Introduction should be about this constitution. Now the first part is asking the significance of post of a speaker. So then you will make a subheading. You will make a subheading, significance of post of a speaker. Okay. So first part you have written the introduction. अच्छा, कई लोग क्या करते हैं इंट्रोडक्शन लिखने के समय कि सपोज यू आर राइटिंग योर आंसर, तो व्हाट यू डू कि आपका पेज होता है, तो मेनी ऑफ यू डू दिस कि पहले आप ऐसे लिखते हो इंट्रोडक्शन और फिर यहां पे लिखते हो कि आर्टिकल 94 दिस. तो ये जो पार्ट आप लिख रहे हो, दिस वन थिंग विच यू आर राइटिंग हियर, द इंट्रोडक्शन, दिस इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. Remember one thing, this is something which is not required. You don't have to write this, that introduction or main body or conclusion. You don't have to write this one thing. Suppose you have written the introduction from here, you have written the introduction, then after you will make a subheading. You will write this one thing directly, significance of post of a speaker. Significance of post of a speaker. Then you can make a point-wise approach that this is important for impartiality, or this is for the conducting sessions in rule-based manner. तो जो भी इसमें आपको अलग अलग पॉइंट्स हैं, which I think you all may have read about this one thing in your you may have read about all these things in your polity ki what are the provisions which are important for this post of a speaker, like the working of the house. It is also a symbol of impartiality. It is also about the decorum in the house, the discipline in the house. It is also for determining the money bill, also for determining the disqualification under anti defection law. तो जो भी इनके वर्क है फॉर allowing the MPs to speak on different bills, granting the time to each and every MP. So it is making a balance between the party in power and the party in opposition. It is making a balance. This post of a speaker is to make a balance to ensure that parliament remains supreme. Parliament remains supreme. So this is one thing which you can mention कि what is the significance of the post of speaker. तो ये दूसरा पार्ट है. ये this is the second part, that what is the significance of post of speaker. Third thing is highlight the issues with the respect to the post of speaker. So then after writing this one part, suppose that on this page you have written, on next page you are writing, you will write this subheading again, issues with respect to post of speaker. Then again you will give a subheading, issues with respect to the post of speaker. And whatever issues are there, like there is an allegation that there is a question on impartiality. There is a question on impartiality. Question on impartiality, that whether they are impartial or not. There is also like question with respect to anti-defection law. There is also question with respect to money bill. There is also question with respect to this granting time to opposition MPs. Okay. Disciplinary action. Like you may have seen that some of the members have been suspended all of a sudden by the speaker. That some of the members have been suspended. Before 2025, in 2024, more than hundreds of MPs were suspended in a very short tenure of time. Within just 1 to 2 months, more than 100 plus MPs. And in one of the case, what we saw that within a week, like several MPs were suspended by the speaker. So this is one thing which you have to write. I have not written subheading but link significance with that of introduction. हाँ तब भी चलेगा चंद्रेश, that also is fine, but try to give a subheading जिससे कि पूरा एक organized answer लगता है. It is a sort of a more of a organized answer. Okay. So then you will write this one thing, issues with respect to the post of a speaker, and then finally you will be writing the conclusion. इसके बाद आप फिर कंक्लूजन में लिखोगे कि स्पीकर को क्यों इम्पार्शियल होना चाहिए, या जैसे यस वेरी गुड आंसर वाज गिवन बाय चंद्रेश दैट यू कैन गिव रिकमेंडेशन ऑफ सम कमिटी, यू कैन गिव द रिकमेंडेशन ऑफ सम कमिटी दैट व्हाट शुड बी देयर while choosing the speaker, that once a speaker always a speaker. That was one thing I think which you have given. You have also mentioned about some committees, what committees have recommended about the post of a speaker. So this is one thing which you can write here in the conclusion part. Any committee recommendation or any of the theories which are related to that, you can mention it. तो देखो इस आंसर में आपको बेसिकली ये काम करना है कि फर्स्ट इंट्रोडक्शन, then you have to mention the significance, then you have to mention the issues, then you are going to mention about this one part, conclusion, where you can give some committee recommendation or you can give the global precedence. You can mention about the global precedence that once a speaker always a speaker, or you can mention about some of the committee reports that what committees have suggested with respect to the post of speaker. Okay. So this is one thing which you have to do. तो अब क्लियर है कैसे आंसर लिखना है. तो वी विल ट्राई टू हैव मोर क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम. चलो मैं कुछ स्टैटिक क्वेश्चन ही दूंगा जो आप लोगों ने पढ़ा हुआ है. आई विल ट्राई टू गिव यू सम स्टैटिक क्वेश्चंस विच यू हैव ऑलरेडी गॉन थ्रू, ताकि आप सभी के लिए लिखना आसान हो. तो वी विल डू दैट. नाउ कमिंग टू दिस फर्स्ट टॉपिक. ये तो हमारा एक मेंस का डिस्कशन था कि व्हाट यू हैव टू राइट. देन नाउ वी हैव द सेकेंड थिंग, नहीं वे फॉरवर्ड इतना लिखने का स्कोप बचेगा नहीं. हाँ, इफ यू वांट यू कैन मेंशन इट इन फ्लो चार्ट फॉर्म. शंकर, इफ यू वांट टू मेंशन द वे फॉरवर्ड, एक फ्लो चार्ट बना देना, उसमें आप दिखा देना. अदरवाइज कंक्लूजन में भी आप उसको मर्ज कर सकते हो. So now, so we have this one like news article. What is the context? Context is that some Indian inscriptions or some Indian language inscriptions have been identified in Egypt. Some Indian language inscriptions have been identified in Egypt. And what it is denoting? What does this signify? What is the significance of this? This signifies or this reflects, this is something which reflects India's contact with Egypt in ancient times. This is something which reflects that we were connected to the Egyptian civilization, in the ancient times. पहले context समझते हैं. Context is that some of the researchers basically will find that these researchers are in fact they are belonging to like French School of Asian Studies. They belong to French School of Asian Studies. So two researchers from there, they have been able to identify some of the inscriptions in Egypt which are written in Indian languages or which may be written in Indian languages. So first of all, what exactly is an inscription? If we talk about this, okay, you can see that there are two researchers who have identified almost 30 inscriptions in Tamil, Brahmi, Prakrit and Sanskrit. Tamil, Brahmi, Prakrit and Sanskrit at tombs in the Valley of Kings in Egypt. So this has been identified in Egypt. This is not the actual figure. What I am showing, this is the example of a inscription. Example of inscription. This is not the one which has been found in Egypt. I am showing you just this example of inscription. What is the inscription? In the past and even in the present times, we see that people do a lot of things. They used to write on some stones. So this habit is not a new habit. This is a traditional habit which has been going on for quite some time. अब देखो, there are two aspects of it. There were certain people in the past. They have visited multiple places and they have written something on that board or on that stone in different countries. Now that has become a source of information about the civilization. That one thing has become a source of information about the civilization. But in the present times also, what we see that some people are still having that habit. You may have seen that if you have visited any historical monuments, अगर आप कभी किसी historical monuments पे गए हो, you may have seen that some people are still writing their name. The king of the entire universe. Okay. King of entire universe, या जो भी उनके मन में आता है. Okay. So what we see here, that examples of inscription has been there in case of Egypt. And what is the timeline? The timeline is between the 1st and 3rd century. that these inscriptions might be belonging to the first and third century CE, like after Christ. Okay. So from first to third century, these inscriptions may be there. Okay. Now, what inscriptions are actually there? This is quite interesting. Like, who have created it? Who have created it? This has been created by those individuals who have come from northwestern, western, and southern regions of the Indian subcontinent, mainly from the southern region of the subcontinent. So, majority of the people or majority of the inscription which has been found in that Valley of Kings, there the majority of inscriptions are belonging to those people who have traveled from South India, those who have traveled from South India to Egypt. What they have actually written, उन्होंने क्या क्या लिखा है? They have basically written their names on the walls of corridors, which is just marking their presence in the tomb. Like, this name is there, Sikai Koran. Sikai Koran. Sikai means Shikha, and Koran means like victory and slaying. It basically means victory and slaying, means someone who is slaying, someone who is like a leader, a victorious. Okay. So Shikai Koran. This is one thing which is appearing at least 8 times. 8 बार यही चीज लिखी हुई है. तो आदमी बार बार गया होगा या एक ही बार गया होगा और एक ही बार हर जगह लिख के आया होगा कि सिक्का कोरन. जैसे यू मे हैव सीन that if you belong to a particular region, you try to say the slogans of it. जैसे if you are belonging to Maharashtra, you say that Jai Maharashtra. If you belong to Bihar, you say Jai Bihar. If you belong to, let's say, Uttar Pradesh, you say Jai Uttar Pradesh, Jai Telangana, or something like that. So in same manner, you will find that this is an inscription which is written there, Sikkai Koran. Sikkai basically means Shikha, in like that is the meaning of Sikha. And here Koran is there, which means victory and slaying. So this one name is there multiple times. और आज की हमारी जनरेशन क्या कर रही है? They are writing this name. खुशी, रिया, संजना, और भी बहुत सारे नाम हैं. ठीक है, अक्षय. So there are many such names which are written here. So this is one example. Varun is also there. So in some of the historical monuments which have already been created, some people are there who are marking their presence, कि in future, today we are reading history, in future, after let's say 1000 years, 2000 years, 5000 years, someone would also be decoding our languages. Someone might be like talking about us. Okay. So they are also marking their presence. Okay. You can simply say, there is also a name, Manuhar plus Manasa. Okay. So in many of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites, also, people are going there, making various pictures of the heart and everything. And right now we are going through that week. We are going through that like very important week of the year for many people. And during that time, if they are visiting somewhere, maybe they will again decide that let's have our inscriptions, that our name will be there forever in the history. That maybe after 2000, 3000 years, someone who will be teaching the inscriptions of this civilization, they will be remembering our names. Okay. So they will try to remember our names. So this is what we see here, that they have also been contributing. They are also contributing to the literary sources of the future. Okay. So this is one part. Okay. Like Sikkai Koran is appearing multiple times. You will also see one inscription is having Kopan Varata. इसका मतलब क्या, ये भी देखना. Kopan came and saw. Kopan यहां आया था और उसने देखा था इसे. Okay. So there is a name also. There is one title which is also there. Okay. We see that one inscription reads, Koppan Varata Kantan. Koppan came and saw. Okay. So this is one part which you can see. So Koppan is also there in Tamil Nadu. Some inscriptions of Koppan has also been found in Tamil Nadu. And perhaps Shah Rukh Khan was also there. Okay. At that time. So the name is also here. At that time, maybe there was presence of Shah Rukh Khan also. He may have also gone for some inscriptions. He might have written Kiran. Okay. So this is Katan, Kiran. These names have also been found in the inscriptions of Egypt. Now, what you can do from this one topic, what you can expect? In prelims, if there is a question, the question can be about the linkages. The question can be about the linkages of Indian civilization with that of other civilization. तो ये तो एक पार्ट हो सकता है. हाँ, when you are writing the mains answer about any of these things, you can put the recent examples. You can put this as an example that recently some inscriptions have been found in found in part of Egypt, which shows that the civilization of southern India was very well connected with that of Egypt and other regions. ठीक है, तो इसको आप प्रीलिम्स में अगर क्वेश्चन आएगा तो इट विल बी अबाउट लिंकेज. तो यहां पे आपको डिटेल में थोड़ी और पढ़नी होगी कि हाउ द डिफरेंट सिविलाइजेशंस, हाउ दे वर कनेक्टेड विद डिफरेंट पार्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. कौन कौन से सिविलाइजेशन कहां से कनेक्ट थी, ये आपको आर्ट एंड कल्चर में थोड़ा देखना है. हाँ, इन मेंस दिस कैन बी अ वेरी गुड पॉइंट. This can be a very good point. You can mention that recently some inscriptions have been found, some inscriptions in southern languages or Tamil languages have been found in parts of Egypt dating back to 1 to 3rd century, which indicates the linkages between these two civilizations. Okay. तो ये मेंस में आप इसका यहाँ पे इस्तेमाल कर सकते हो. तो see, Shah Rukh Khan was popular even at that time. Maybe he was going through shooting even in the ancient times. Right now also he is so famous. At that time also he is so famous. Okay. कुछ हिस्ट्री ऑप्शनल में तो कम चांसेस हैं, बट हाँ, इन मेंस यू कैन यूज दिस एज अ पॉइंटर. Now, Indians have a different art. Indians also have a different art. Like, Indian people are much more advanced. They are not just making the written inscriptions, they are designing also something. And for that designing, they don't even require any such pen, pencil, any paint, anything. They have a tremendous like skill. Just by looking at something, within some seconds, they can create exemplary designs. And this is one design which you might have seen in multiple parts of the country, from north to south, from east to west. In multiple monuments, you can find these designs. So these are some exemplary artists. They are some exemplary artists of India. So they also create some designs. And the problem is, it is very much difficult to like decipher. Okay. It is very much like difficult to decipher. This one inscription, maybe if it is being like seen after some times, maybe after 2000 years, if someone is looking at these arts after 2000 years, if someone is looking at this one art, they will get confused. They will get confused about this, that what is this, like what the artist is trying to convey. What is the artist trying to convey here? What type of colors have been used? Maybe it is some natural color, or maybe it is some artificial color. So they will be searching on that part also, that what type of color has been used. It is part and parcel. Okay. It is part and parcel of the preparation process. Sometime you will feel up, sometime down. It is part and parcel. So whenever you feel down, keep yourself up, bring yourself again to the same race, and then start working. Now, coming to the next part. So there is also this Betwa project, Betwa linking project, a fresco painting. Okay. So we have this Betwa interlinking project. You may be aware about this, that this is the project linking the Kane River to Betwa River. This is just linking the Kane River to Betwa River. And in the recent times, you may see that there is a protest going on. It has become quite much violent now. The protest with respect to this has become quite much violent. Some people are protesting against this. Some people are protesting against this one Kane Betwa interlinking project. So this is a joint project of UP and MP government. It is transferring the water from Kane River to this Betwa River. And there is a construction of Dodhan Dam. There is a very famous Dodhan Dam which is going to be constructed for this purpose. Now, if we look at this one thing, it is going to provide irrigation to 10.62 lakh hectares of land in MP also and UP also. This is primarily going to target the Bundelkhand region. The Bundelkhand region. It is also going to provide the safe drinking water to 62 lakh people across the Bundelkhand region. So this area is also having severe water scarcity. So there will be safe drinking water for them also. Plus at the same time, it is also going to have an annual irrigation benefit. Okay. Then the third part, it is expected to generate 130 megawatt of power. Okay. So that is also one thing which will be done here. So energy, safe drinking water and irrigation, employment and other things will also follow. But these three are the primary benefits of this Kane Betwa interlinking project. But we see here that there are certain challenges also because of this. What are those challenges? There are going to be 7.2 lakh trees which will be cut down. So a massive deforestation. On one hand, we are having a campaign called as Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam. On one hand, we are having this one campaign, Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam, means one tree in the name of the mother. So on one hand, various state governments and the government of India is having a program called as one tree in the name of the mother. And on the other side, we see that for this one project, there will be destruction of around 7.2 lakh trees. Second part, we see that it will also lead to submergence of 9,000 to 12,500 hectares of land, which might lead to relocation of numerous communities. And I think you all may be aware about this, that the rehabilitation is one of the major issues in India. Rehabilitation of people, it has not been perfect. The rehabilitation arrangement in India in the past also has not been perfect. Many people have become landless, homeless. They have been thrown out of their houses and then they suffer from poverty and then they become the part of the line of those people who are trying to get a ration of 5 kg per month. Okay. So that is one part. The third thing is, we are going to have submergence of 4,000 hectares of land of this Panna Tiger Reserve, and that too the core area. There is going to be a submergence of land of more than 4,000 hectares of the core area of Panna Tiger Reserve. So this one project might have several benefits for people, from irrigation to safe drinking water to even energy generation. But on the other hand, from environmental perspective, first, deforestation. Second part, it is also going to lead to relocation of a large number of people. And the third part, a core habitat of tigers are going to be disturbed, destroyed in this Panna Tiger Reserve. Panna is also a biosphere reserve under the Man and Biosphere Network of UNESCO. Okay. So that is one thing which we see as part of Kane Betwa interlinking project. Okay. Again, you will find that there is one more problem. Kane River which is there. This is this Kane River is 60 to 70 feet lower than the Betwa, and we are trying to transfer. So what we will see, around 30% of this energy will be used to pump the water uphill. यानी हम लोअर नदी से हायर में पहुंचा रहे हैं. वी आर ट्राइंग टू लिफ्ट द वाटर फ्रॉम अ लोअर रिवर टू अ हायर रिवर. So we will need to pump the water. We will need to pump the water. So we are seeing that there is going to be generation of 103 megawatt of energy, but at the same time, we also see this one thing. Okay, we also see this one thing that like a 30% of that is already going to be used. Okay. So that is Kane Betwa interlinking project. Okay. अब है अगला. So I hope that part is clear. Any doubt in that? So now we are having this third portion. Now we are having this third portion, that is 16th Finance Commission and the states. So do you still remember? Okay. I have seen some politicians saying that even linking of Ganga with that of Kaveri, how is that possible? Even if we try to build that, it will not be that much beneficial. Okay, the simple thing about this river interlinking is all the rivers do not have the same ecosystem. So if we go for linking two rivers which are quite opposite to each other, or like which has a different topography altogether, it may disturb both of them. And plus, making this possible, ये challenging है. Sociology optional को interesting way में कैसे पढ़े? हाँ, शंकर सी, we will have a ask me anything session on Saturday, और उसमें इस क्वेश्चन को मैं जरूर लूंगा, ठीक है? So on Saturday we will have that ask me anything session. So there we will discuss about that. Now coming to this one, 16th Finance Commission, I think we have already discussed about this, that what are the criterias. We have also solved certain questions on the basis of it. अब लोगों ने इसके बेसिस पे क्वेश्चन भी इनफैक्ट देखा था. Now see this one thing. What has been said? How much devolution is there? The devolution has been decided at 41%. So this is called as the vertical devolution. This is called as the vertical devolution. That is from union to a state. This is called as vertical devolution. So we see that 41% is going to be given to the states. 41% is going to be given to the states. And for 25-26, it is estimated that this is just 81% of the gross tax revenue. और हम लोगों ने ये चीज पहले भी देखा था कि now the entire tax collection, if you look at the entire tax collection of union government, cess and surcharge form a significant part of that pool. और देखो, for the year 2025-26, for the year of 2025-26, what we see that the gross tax revenue is just like the tax revenue, the divisible pool is only 81%. 19% money is cess and surcharge. 19% money is cess and surcharge. So that 19% is not going to be shared. It is not going to be shared with the states. States are going to get the 41% of this amount. So that is one of the challenging situation. In the case of this, you may have seen that there is more weightage to the income gap and the need for population and area. You may have seen this one thing, that higher weightage is still for the income distance, 42.5, and even population, that is 17.5. But at the same time, we see that contribution to GDP has been added, that is 10%. Okay. So this is one thing which we have already discussed, that how the things have changed. It may be either 4 to 6 or 5 to 7. I think 4 से 6 बजे तक रहेगा, but I will be announcing the time. ठीक है, वो आपको पोस्ट के रूप में देखने को मिल जाएगा. You can also see this the timing once it is added to the YouTube list. the live list, तो उसमें आपको दिख जाएगा. Tomorrow we will not have the current affair class because tomorrow I will be traveling back to Delhi. I will be going back to Delhi in tomorrow in the afternoon. कल classes नहीं होगी, but on Saturday we will have the class. Okay. That a special session. Okay. Now see, what is the demand of states? 18 states have demanded that state share be increased from current 41% to 50%. Some other states have demanded to increase up to 45 to 48%. And many states have also said that there should be inclusion of cess and surcharge in the divisible pool. So some states have been saying that it should be increased from 41 to 50%. 18 states have demanded. Some other states have said that that it should be at least 45 to 48%. Whereas some other states, many other states have said that you should be having this cess and surcharge in the divisible pool. That you should include. Now you can see that in this 2025-26, we have got 19% in the form of cess and surcharge. So union government is playing it smart. Okay. It is playing it smart. Okay. Now we'll see this one thing, like the Finance Commission. It is saying that it is neither permissible nor desirable to fix a cap on cess and surcharge or their inclusion in the divisible pool. So Finance Commission has said that it is not possible. The question is why? So Finance Commission says that why this is not possible, because these can be needed to raise resources for union to meet any exigencies. और कुछ नहीं तो आप किस में डाल दो, union government need it for the purposes of defense. Okay. So here it has been said that the union government requires it for the purpose of defense for any emergency, and hence the union government needs to have more and more fund at its disposal. So that is one thing which has been said by the Finance Commission. Okay. So I am giving you one mains question again to practice. One mains question I will give you for practice. Why do states require more fund than provide solutions for improving the fiscal health of states? (250 words). So this is again one question which I am giving you for practice. इसको लिखना, ठीक है? Okay, Anjali, I will try कि मैं 5 बजे से रखूं, but once I will have to check the time. Saturday को है, हो सकता है 4 बजे से हो, but I will try to make sure कि 5 बजे से हो जाए, ठीक है? Thank you so much. Let's meet you all in the next session. That is not tomorrow. That will be day after tomorrow. Okay, and then we will discuss more things. It's not 6 lakh and above. It is more than 7 lakh now. Okay. So thank you everyone. Take care. All the best. And meanwhile, if you go somewhere, you can mention your inscription over there. Today's present is someone's history. तो आपका आज का जो प्रेजेंट का टाइम है वो किसी का हिस्ट्री हो सकता है. You can also create some inscription, but I will suggest you not to go for the pictographic art, the picture art which we have seen. You can avoid that, but inscription, you can make your own, like some monuments, there you can make your own inscriptions for the future generations. So thank you everyone. Take care and all the best.